Boker Tov Yeladim.
Shalom, Rabbi.
How is everybody this morning? Turn on your cameras there, chitlins. Everybody hear me? Can you hear me, Mia?
We hear you well.
All right. All right, everybody turn on their cameras. It's time for class. It's, let's see here. Let's see. It's Manjaris Day. All right, Lev's going to pray. Manjaris girls are going to do the Shema. And Mia's going to do the 10 Commandments in Ivrit.
All right, let's coming. Thank you, Lord, for this day. Thank you for letting us have an end of life. Thank you, Lord, for letting us wake up. Please, Lord, I ask you that you help us today that we could understand the lesson in class and to pay attention. And I ask you, Lord, that you would heal me, heal Mom, and heal Asher, Lord, and heal anyone else who is sick, and prevent the people who aren't sick from getting sick. And I ask you, Lord, that you would help us to understand what's right and what's wrong, Lord. In Yeshua's name, amen. Shema Israel, Yehovah Eloheinu, Yehovah Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malkuto Le'olam Vayed. Israel, the Lord our God is one God. English or Hebrew?
Swahili.
Swahili.
Ivrit, Vakasha.
Alright. Anoki Hova Lechecha. Lo Yi Lecha Lechim Achrim Al Panei. Lo Tisa Kachem Hova Lechecha L'Sha. Zakor Yom Hashbal Kacha. Kabe Avi Have Imha. Lo Tisak, Lo Tinaf, Lo Tignov. Lo Tatne Bri Kanchike. Lo Tokbot.
Okay, go ahead and say Lo Tagmod, Asher. Lo Tagmod. All right, let's get down to our class today. All right, let's see. Benjamin, read Shemot 30, verse 9.
Okay. You are not to offer You are not to offer You are not to offer unauthorized. You are not to offer unauthorized strange incense on it, or a burnt offering or grain offering, and you are not to pour a drink offering on it.
All right, everybody's got to have hyssop on their faces today. Put hyssop up your nose and hyssop on your faces, on your neck. All right, all over your faces, everybody. All right, 3 times a day for the next, until you get to Shabbat. Everybody get hyssop, put it on your finger, from the bottle, the hyssop from the bottle, and put it up your nose, put it on your neck here and here. All right, 3 times a day for the next, until we get to Shabbat. Okay, let's stop this crappy virus that's going around. Every time when you get home from Shabbat, you should start doing it for the next day or 2 anyway. All right. Let's try to see if we could figure out what the word unauthorized means. Let's see if our little smart little Chickadee, Miss Riette, what does unauthorized mean? Unauthorized. We'll start with you, little 9-year-old.
Well, it says right there, strange, but it may mean like unauthorized. May mean like wasn't like what that person wasn't told to do.
The person wasn't told to do. Okay, pretty good there. Marley? Huh? Time to put on your thinking cap. Everybody put on their thinking cap. All right, everybody put on your thinking cap and screw it on tight. Go. Ah. All right, Miss Marley. What does unauthorized mean? Unauthorized.
Unauthorized also can mean unknown by others.
Unknown by other. Well, what is authorized? What is authorized? You are authorized to do this.
Well, I'm told to do this.
Okay. Do you have any jobs in your house that you have to do any chores that are yours specifically?
Yeah.
Like what? Pick your nose and eat it?
No!
Oh, that must be Riette's job. What's your job?
Mine is normally pet, feeding the pet, well, Ushua, and he has a towel that he sleeps on normally. So I have to clean that. And give him a new one.
Okay, so you are authorized each day to do that. So now what would unauthorized mean?
Unauthorized means everybody does it.
No. What when you put the prefix un in front of a word, what does it mean?
I'm not supposed to do it.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm told to do it.
All right, let's go to Benjamin's got his hand up. Benjamin.
Sorry. Okay. Authorized means when you can do something. Unauthorized means you cannot do that. You cannot do like
Wait, I'm waiting for something. Wait, I'm waiting for something.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna speak.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Say it again a little bit louder.
Authorized means like when you can. Authorized means when you can. When you can. Authorized means like. Oh. Authorized means when you can do something. Unauthorized means when you can't do something.
Okay, very good. You got it right, Benjamin. Did you have breakfast this morning?
Yes.
Okay, see what happens when you have breakfast? Your brain is operational. It is authorized to be working now. When you don't have breakfast, your brain is unauthorized to be working because it doesn't have the carbs it needs to run. All right, let's see if Yeshua can repeat what Benjamin said. Yeshua, tell me what unauthorized means.
To do what you don't need to do when you didn't ask.
What?
When you do something without asking.
When you do something without asking?
You
Okay.
don't.
Can you give me an example of that so I can make sure I'm understanding what you're saying there, son?
Like, um, like if you take something that's from somewhere and you don't ask mom, and if you don't ask your mom, then that's unauthorized because you didn't ask.
Okay, you got it. You got it. Okay, you got it. Okay. So now, everybody, now we're talking about unauthorized means you're not able to do something. You're not old enough, or you're like Marley said her job is to take the towel out of the pet cage to clean it, and maybe in your home you guys got chores. Okay, sometimes like the boy's job is to take out the garbage, and maybe if you girls in the house, maybe they're to set the table or wash the dishes. Okay, or um, everybody, maybe have a hamper in your bedroom that has your clothes in it, and you have to bring the hamper down to the laundry room or put it in a certain bag so that you could go to the laundromat or something like that. Okay, so there's some jobs that we have everybody does, but some jobs that are specific for you, like picking up your toys, like Ali Sheba. You got to pick up your toys. You got to pick up your toys. You're authorized to pick up your toys every day, but you're not authorized to pick up mommy's toys. Okay, because then mommy loses her phone and she doesn't know where you put it. Okay, I put it away, mom. Yeah, you don't know where she put it. All right. So everybody's got their jobs to do, so you're authorized to do it. The same thing goes. Now, why are we talking about this? Because we have jobs to do, and we're talking about here in verse 9. You're not to offer unauthorized. In some translations, it has the word strange incense on it, or burnt offerings, or grain offering. You're not to pour a drink offering on it. Okay, so we're talking about offerings, which offerings are still done today. Okay, but unauthorized. Okay, say let's see here. Mm, let's see. Arlena, Miss Potato Head. Cabeza de Papa. Okay. Can you tell me an animal that we can eat? Are there animals that we can eat and animals that we cannot eat?
Okay, so which kind of animal
Don't look at Leia. Don't look at Benjamin. I want to see if you know.
lamb?
Lamb? Good. Everybody say, good. Lamb chops. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, yum, eat 'em up. Yum, yum, eat 'em up. Eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. That was the Little Rascals that we were watching the other day. Okay, so lamb. Let's see. Hadassah. Hadassah, can you tell me another animal that we can eat? Or no, name me an animal that we can't eat. Let's eat them birds.
You can eat the bird.
Can we eat those birds? They're noisy. Why can't we eat those birds? What kind of birds are those? Can you tell the class what kind of birds that we're hearing?
Parakeet.
We can't eat a parakeet?
No.
Why not?
Why not?
Because the bird just said, don't eat me. I'm going to eat you, birdie.
There's two.
Oh, well, one's too small, so you got to eat two.
Why you not eat it, Hadassah?
Because.
Hey.
Come on, don't you think fried parakeet would taste good?
How they have the mouth?
Beak.
How they have the beak?
What, make it so I can see your hand.
Make,
What kind of beak do they have?
siéntate bien. Siéntate bien. Okay, now show to Rabbit how they have a beak.
It's got a hook on its beak. Oh, the parakeet will eat other animals.
Mhm.
I thought they ate seeds.
They eat seeds.
Okay. Well, I think they have a straight beak. I don't think they got a hook beak, right? Can we eat a raven? Yeah, remember we were. No, we can't eat a raven. Why can't we eat a raven? Because it's got a hooked beak. Okay. That would be unauthorized. We can't eat a raven. Elisheva, can you tell me an animal that we can eat, Elisheva? Sheva. Okay.
She said giraffe and turkey.
We can eat giraffes. We can eat giraffes.
And turkey. And cow.
And moo. Make a sound of a cow, Ellie.
Ellie,
Sheva.
come on.
Make a sound of a cow. Moo.
Oh.
Make it loud so Lila can hear you.
Wow. Go, go, go.
Lila wants to hear you.
Go. Woo. Wow.
Oh, Lila, did you hear Ellie Sheva? Did you hear Sheva? She said a moo. Lila, can you make a moo sound? Moo. Make a moo sound for mommy. Moo. Moo. Good job, Lila. Good job. I see your mouth moving. Moo. Yay, Lila. All right. So there are some animals that we're authorized to eat and not authorized. Let's get to maybe a little harder ones. Miss Alime, name me 3 animals that we cannot eat. Or can we eat a giraffe, Alime? Can't hear you, Flo.
Hear me now.
Can hear you now. It's soft, but we can hear you. Gotta get closer to the microphone so we can hear your big mouth.
You hear me now.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, we can eat giraffe because they chew the cud and they have a split hook.
That's a lot of meat on that neck that we can eat.
Yeah.
Gotta try eating giraffe. Wonder what giraffe tastes like.
Yeah. I don't know. Never tried anything like that before.
We saw the giraffes over. When we were down in North Carolina. We went to that zoo over by you guys. When we came over to the store, that's where we were coming from, the zoo. We fed the giraffes. They got gigantic tongue. Blah.
What was it called? Was it Tiger World or something?
What was the name of the zoo, Mia, that we went to? It was really nice. Anybody wants to go to North Carolina, they got a beautiful zoo. 5.
Lazy 5.
The Lazy 5.
Lazy
Zoo.
5, yeah.
That's a beautiful zoo. So if you're in North Carolina, go to the Lazy 5 Zoo. Really beautiful. The animals they come up to you, they eat from the bucket. They wide open enclosures. Yes, Mia?
Watch the bucket thieves.
Oh yeah, they eat from your bucket. You got buckets on the thing, and then they eat from your bucket. Go ahead, Mia.
In the beginning, I got mine taken away. I found out the bucket thief.
Mia jumped. She was afraid. She was like scared cat. Okay. Now, Leia, what's an unauthorized animal that we can't eat? Name me another unauthorized animal.
An unauthorized animal would be we can't eat we can't eat deer. That doesn't chew the cud.
Deer?
Yeah, we can't eat deer, right?
We can eat deer.
Okay.
Venison is excellent, especially like probably at your new house. You probably have deer on your property.
We do. We saw a baby, like 2 baby deers and a mommy deer and a dad.
Yep, you can eat venison. They have a split hoof and they chew the cud. Yep, deer is good. Got to eat long and slow though. All right, let me see. Victoria, tell me an animal we cannot eat. It's unauthorized to eat. Victoria.
We can't eat duck
We can't eat ducks? Why can't we eat ducks?
because of the shape of their feet.
The shape of their feet? Okay, well, we can eat duck.
We can't eat. I forgot the name. I know it's in Portuguese. It's shrimp. Shrimp.
Shrimp, right, because it does. Why can't we eat shrimp, Victoria?
Because of it's bad for your heart.
Well, it's not good for your heart, but what does in Leviticus 11, it tells us something that we're looking for on a fish. And you're next. Go ahead, Victoria.
And I forgot.
Okay, let's see what Adrian's got. Hey, Adrian, tell me why we can't eat shrimp.
Because it's a shellfish. It has a shell.
Okay, well, what do you look for on fish, Adrian?
You're looking for whether or not they have a shell or scales. You can eat fish if they have scales. I mean, of course, you can't eat eels.
Well, can you eat shark?
Well, they don't have scales. So, I don't think so.
Well, what are you looking for on a fish? There's two things you need to look for. Two things.
You want scales
And
and fins.
okay, does a shark have scales and fins?
No, just fins.
Just fins. All right. All right. So we have authorized. Okay, Riette, do you have another unauthorized animal that we can't eat?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Well, the other thing is like there's vultures. They can't be eaten because they're the ones who clean up after the dead animals.
Okay, so what's some criteria you look for on a bird? What are things that we look for that we can't, what tells us we can't eat that type of bird?
If it has a curved beak.
Okay, very good. It has a curved beak. If it's got a hook, that means the hook is for what purpose, Riette?
For eating meat.
For eating meat, for ripping, okay? So that would be unauthorized, okay? A lot of the church people, they eat pig, okay? What are the criteria of the land animals that we need? Okay, what are the criteria? Lev, what are the criteria for the land animals?
I remember. Wait. Say it. I remember one time we were going somewhere, and then basically what happened was that while we were going over there, we found two vultures on the road eating a squirrel, I think. I think so. We couldn't tell what it was because of the high car. So my dad, many other of the cars started like honking at them. They wouldn't even move, so we had to go around them.
Okay, so that was an interesting story, Lev. Thank you for sharing. For roadkill pie or dead possum pie. Okay, so what are the features that we look for on a land animal? On a land animal.
A split hoof and chews the cud.
Right, those are the animals that you're positive that you can eat. Okay, anything that eats another animal, you're not eating. Okay, generally animals that eat plants and grass, those are animals that you can eat. Okay, The fish must have scales and fins. Okay. The shrimp has a scale, but it has no fins. These are authorized and unauthorized. Okay, so we're talking about you're not to offer unauthorized. So if you're praying over food that you can't, is unauthorized to eat, it's not okay to pray over that food. Okay, it's unauthorized. All right, now let's move on to the next part here for today's lesson. Okay, this one's very interesting because we got a couple of parts. We got the Torah, and then we got the Brit Hadashah. Okay, we got the Torah and the Brit Hadashah. All right, so let's see here. Let's see. Mia, read Shemot 30, verse 11 and 12 with feeling.
Jehovah said to Moshe, when you take a census of the people of Israel and register them, each upon registration is to pay a ransom for his life to Jehovah, to avoid any breakout of plague among them during the time of the census.
Okay, so here we're going to look at some words here because we need to understand some words, our vocabulary words in each day that we need to look at the verse so that we make sure that we're understanding what we're talking about. Okay, now here, let's see. When you take a census, what is a census? Let's see. Leia's gone. They must have popped off. They're popping back on. Let's see. Marley, what is a census? What is a census, Marley? There, the Sanchez's are back.
A census, I don't really know what a census is, really.
Okay, that's all right. Adrienne.
A census is a counting of the people. It's kind of what King David did, but that led to a plague because he wasn't supposed to do that.
Okay, very good. A census is the counting of the people. Yeshua, what is a census, Yeshua?
Counting of the people.
Why would we have to count the people?
I know how many dads, how many moms, how many sisters, how many brothers, how many baby boys, how many baby girls.
Okay, very good. Very good, Yeshua. You ate breakfast this morning?
Yes.
Uh,
Hard-boiled eggs.
Okay, hard-boiled eggs. Say hard-boiled eggs.
Hard-boiled eggs.
All right. Now you're speaking Jersey. All right, so census is the counting of the people. Okay, now let's see if we can understand the next word. When you take a census of the people of Yisrael and register them, what does it mean to register them, Riet? Riet, what does it mean to register? Ben, you're next. You guys are not paying attention, Sinclair Land. You're yapping when I'm talking, and I don't like that. I'll throw you out of class. You can go deal with your mom. Okay? I asked you a question. Now you're not going to get the question. Okay, so you're just going to have to sit there and listen. Benjamin, what does it mean to register them? Ben?
Okay, sorry. We're having technical difficulties. Okay. So register means like to list the married women, the young men, the men, the death, the deaths, um, the 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 children and the babies. Can I add something?
Yes, go ahead, please.
It's like a catalog. It's like different sections. Like is marriages? How many people are married in the community? How many people died in the community? How many people are born? You know, that.
Yes, very good, Leah. Very good. Okay. So now when you take a census, the counting of the people of Israel and register them. So you're not just taking a census for no purpose at all. You're registering them. Allie, why would God want us to register them?
That way we know how many people there are.
Why?
So that way he can keep track of how many people there are and how many can do what job and how many can do another job, or like uh, how many can do another, like how many can do a certain thing.
Okay. Very good, Allie Mae. Mia, why would we want to register them? Why does Jehovah want us to register them?
At that point, it was to count the men for war. It was to register the men for war, cause here in the Torah, God says for the men to go to the men were to go to war, like the wives were in the army.
Okay, here in God's word, only the men go to war. And that's the way it should be today. Only the men go to war. Women have no place on the battlefield, no place in war at all. You can stay home to protect the children, and yes, they can do that. But there is no place for a woman on the battlefield. It's not sexist, it's plain smart. Okay? When you get men that are fighting, women, you don't want to be there. Okay? Because when a man is fighting for his life, your bodies, women, are not designed to fight a man. Some men, especially when they're fighting for their lives, our muscles are made differently. A woman's body is made differently than a man's body. Okay, so don't let the world and their stupidity tell you anything different. A woman can do a man's job. Not on the battlefield. Okay, not on the battlefield. And then also, if you get captured, there's going to be a lot of very bad things that happen to women, especially when you're fighting countries that don't have any morals or values. Okay, so now we're moving on to this because we need to understand some words. Okay, because when you take a census of the people of Israel and register them, each upon registration is to pay a ransom for his life to Jehovah to avoid any breakout of plague among them during the time of the census. Okay? Now, here we're moving on to, so we now upon the census, okay, we got a census, that means a counting of the people. Okay, it's very important to understand that you want to be counted for the people of God. Okay? Let's see here. Marlon, no, let's go to Victoria. Have you been counted, Victoria, in the census? Think about this, everybody. I'm going to ask you guys. Have you guys been counted in the census of God, Victoria?
I think so, yeah.
Well, why do you think so? Why don't you know so? Or what do you think? I don't know.
Well, I'm pretty sure, yes, but I don't know if like there's something wrong I did, but I'm pretty sure that I will be counted. I am counted.
Okay, let's see here. Hadassah, are you counted in the census of God? Arlena, pay attention. I'm going to ask you a question next, Arlena.
I don't know.
You don't know? What is a census? We were talking about a census. Can you repeat what the answer was?
Hannah.
Counting what? Counting the boogers on your sleeve?
The boy and the girl.
Counting the boys and the girls.
Brother and the little baby sister.
Okay. Let's see. Yeshua, have you been counted by the Lord?
No.
You haven't been counted by the Lord?
I'm not sure.
You don't think so?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure. All right, let's see. Benjamin. No, Arlena. I said it's coming to Arlena. Arlena, have you been counted for the Lord?
The Lord.
Have you been counted for the Lord? Don't look to Benjamin.
Yes.
Well, how have you been counted?
Not yet.
How have you been counted? How do you think the Lord? You said yes. How do you think you've been counted? Did God come and put a big stamp on your forehead and like,
I don't know.
okay, let's see if Ben can tell us. Benjamin, have you been counted? Have you been counted for the Lord?
Yes.
What? How have you been counted? You sounded very sure of yourself, Ben.
Like I've been counted because how have I been counted is God puts us in His list. I think He has a list.
Is he checking it twice? Gonna find out who's naughty or nice?
You got that from. If you change it, it's. But I'm gonna add to what Leia just like the catalog. The catalog. He puts the young boys in a one row or one row in one list of the catalog. Then he puts young women, and then he puts women, and then he puts men. He's counted us. He counted us all. He counts us all.
Well, that is correct. That Leah said about catalog. You are correct about cataloging the census. But the question to you was, have you been counted for the Lord, Benjamin?
Yes.
How? Has Harry Potter been counted for the Lord?
No.
But you said all the boys in the catalog. What
But
makes
not,
you?
but not Satan's. Not like Satan's boys. Like
Okay. Okay. So how have you been counted for the Lord?
how I've been counted by the Lord. Yeah.
How are you different from Harry Potter?
I don't do witchcraft.
And what do? You
No.
pick your nose?
No. But I don't do witchcraft. I don't lie. I don't break the commandments. I read the
Oh. So that means you follow.
God.
Okay. So how have you been counted for the Lord, Benjamin?
Yes.
Yes. What? How?
I've been
Put it
counted by
together there, Benjamin.
I've been counted by the Lord because by his commandments, his Torah, and not doing witchcraft, and obeying his mitzvahs.
Okay, very good. Riet, have you been counted for the Lord?
Pretty sure yes.
Pretty sure? Why are you pretty sure you're not totally sure?
Well, I know that I've been consecrated.
How have you been consecrated?
Well, consecrated means to be set holy. And well, I trust God.
You trust God. Oh, that's good. Okay. You trust God. How do you show your trust for God?
By praying to him, reading his word.
Well, it says in Proverbs 29 verse 8. No, 28 verse 9. That if a person doesn't follow Torah, their prayer is an abomination. How do you make your prayer not an abomination?
By following the Torah.
Oh, so that means you're counted for the Lord. You're registered to his house.
Yeah.
What about you there, Miss Marley?
Yes.
How are you? Can you quote me? Can you tell you the 10 Commandments?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's hear them.
1. You shall
Don't, are you reading them?
Hmm?
Are you reading them, or are you going to do them from memory?
Memory.
All right, let's hear it.
1. You shall not have no other gods before me. 2. You shall not have any idols. 3. Honor your father and your mother. 4. Keep the Shabbat holy.
No, what's number 3?
3.
What's number 3? You said honor your mother and father. That's not number 3. Give her a chance, Benjamin.
Mixing up.
Huh?
Mixing up.
No, let's do order.
Order.
Oh, sorry.
You might get it backwards, Adrian.
3. You shall not speak the Lord's name in vain. Right?
Yes.
Okay. 4. Keep the Shabbat holy. 5. Honor your father and your mother. 6. You shall not murder. 7. You shall not commit adultery. 8. You shall not steal. 9. You shall not covet. 10. You shall not want what others have. Wait.
You missed one. Didn't you miss one, Lev? Riet?
It was you shall not lie.
Ooh, that was a big one to miss there, Miss Marley.
False witness.
Okay, Adrian, do them backwards. Can you do them backwards?
I can try.
Well, let's see.
All right. 10. You shall not.
Are you reading them?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just. Number 10 is you shall not covet anything of your neighbor's things. 9. You shall not steal. 8.
No.
No,
9
wait.
isn't stealing.
No, I meant lies. Lies. You shall not lie. 8. You shall not commit adultery. 7.
No. 8. You shall not commit adultery.
Remember, I'm doing this back.
Try and do them forward.
Okay. 1. I am the Lord your God, and you shall have no idols before me. No, wait, that.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
2.
That's one.
Love your neighbor as yourself.
No.
What is this?
2. No idols.
Yeah, no idols.
Christmas tree broken.
Yep.
We do hand signs. Alright.
Okay, number 3 would be oh my
3.
3.
You guys gotta practice.
Brain cramp. So many verses in our heads.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
All right, let's see if Riet can do them. She's raising her hand. Let's see
I
if we
can do
can
it.
have.
I can do it backwards.
Okay, do them backwards.
Okay, here what? 10. You shall not covet. 9. You shall not lie. 8. You shall not steal. 7. You shall not commit adultery. 6. You shall not murder. 5. You shall honor your mother and father. 4. You shall honor the Sabbath. 3. You shall not use the Lord's name in vain. Number 2. You shall not make idols. Number 1. I am the Lord your God who.
All right, everybody give Riet a big hand. Woo! Big hand!
Here's the hand. Okay, I'm gonna join you.
Very good. Got some game. This 9-year-old kid has got some super game. She's Wonder Woman. Woo! All right, very good.
Though, not Catwoman.
Not Catwoman. She's Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was on the good team. Okay. She had the lasso of truth. All right. So now, everybody, the reason we're registering is because are you going to be registered for God? Okay. Are you registered for God? If you don't even know the 10 Commandments, you're not registered. So you're registered for Satan's team. Okay. You want to be registered for God's team. Okay. It's not only just being able to say the commandments, but it's also doing the commandments. Okay. Now we're looking at the next part because we got a few more minutes left to our class here. Okay. The next part is when you take a census of the people of Yisrael, Yisrael, and register them, each upon registration is to pay a ransom for his life. Now we're going to come to a little bit more difficult of a word. Alime, what is a ransom? What is a ransom?
A ransom is when somebody. Okay, like an example. If somebody is kidnapped, then somebody has to pay money or as in a ransom to get that person back from that other person that kidnapped that person.
Okay, so somebody gets kidnapped. What happens to the kidnapper if we find the kidnapper?
They well, I was gonna say they go to jail, but they didn't have a jail back then.
Nope. In the
They
Bible
get stoned to death.
Yep, we got to kill them. That way God said you stop this. That's what we should do to any government official that tries to take our children. We will take it out of them. We're going to follow the Bible. Okay. So ransom. Okay. Let's see. Lev, what is a ransom? Lev, what is a ransom?
I think it means to pay back for something.
Well, it's sort of paying back for something. Is that something of yours that you're paying back for?
No, something else, someone else's thing that you're paying back.
Okay. Asher, what are you doing over there? You're getting a draw. Okay, Mia, what is a ransom?
A ransom would can I use an example?
Okay, and then give me an example.
All right, so to redeem us from Satan, because a ransom is something that is paid for the redemption of someone, or to redeem someone, or save them, let's say. So the price or the ransom for our redemption from sin was Yeshua's blood and Yeshua himself. Because Yeshua redeemed us from sin. The ransom was his life. And was his blood too.
So then what's the definition of ransom?
It'd be an amount of money, let's say, or something that is paid for to save someone else. Or to redeem them at this point.
Okay, that was a good word. Redeem. Okay, Victoria. What does the word ransom mean, Victoria?
Ransom means like when you ransom means like when you redeem something, but it also like it means
You say you stop mid-sentence there, Victoria.
I don't know what it means.
Okay, so you're on a fishing
Maybe it's like when like you ask for like forgiveness.
Nope, nope. It's totally different. Okay, listen up. Okay, Benjamin.
Ransom is when someone demands something for what they want, like the money that the money that they're demanding.
So God is demanding a ransom for your life?
Yes.
So you think that upon a registration, he has to pay a ransom for his life to Jehovah? Is that what you're thinking, Ben?
I guess. Yes.
What do you think, Leia? Is Ben like out to lunch or is he drinking coffee here?
I don't. I'm like in the middle of what he said, but what I think ransom means is that it is a payment that you pay for, like, what's it called? Like, it's a payment that you pay for something that you've done. Like a prisoner, like they could pay to get out because they're in holding.
Okay. So it's a payment that you got to pay out like a prisoner? Is that what you're saying, Leia?
I made an example to a prisoner because a prisoner, when they're in holding, like they're being held,
Daddy,
they're
no,
not
I
really
forgot.
sentenced yet.
I forgot my
But when
food.
they're in holding, that you could pay for them to
I'll just
get
go
out.
back down there.
I forgot what it's called.
And get it.
Bail. You could pay for bail.
Bail is a ransom?
Yeah, it is, because that's the ransom. That's the payment you pay for the thing that the prisoner has done.
Okay. Pretty good. Pretty good. Me, you had your hand up? You still have your hand up or no?
Yeah, so I have my hand up. I want to like reword like ransom too much.
You just coughed all over the keyboard, Asher. That's disgusting.
The keyboard isn't down. It's okay. Anyway, like ransom would be an amount of money or something else to pay to rescue someone's life.
So you go to the store and you pay the ransom for the toy you're buying?
I guess so.
I'm rescuing it from Walmart.
I'm rescuing the food from Walmart. I'm rescuing this kid.
Is that what a ransom is?
No. It's an amount of money paid to someone else to save someone else's life. It has to do with a person.
All right, so that's very good. Lab?
Isn't there like a parable that Yeshua told? Like
Yes, read it. There in Mark chapter 10, verse 45. Read it.
I remember the Samaritan paid the person in the hotel
You're mumbling.
I remember the Samaritan gave money to the person in the hotel who was taking care of the person that was getting beat by those robbers. I remember that he paid the money for him to take care of him.
No, that was not a ransom. Okay, that was he was paying to take care of him, but it wasn't a ransom. Okay, a ransom is something a little bit different. Ransom is something of redemption. Okay, Mia, read Mark 10, verse 45.
For the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many.
So Yeshua's saying to us that the Son of Man, that means he's the Messiah, did not come to be served, came to serve us, but to serve and give his life as a ransom. A price that be paid for something that was stolen, or ransom is to pay a price that's something that is stolen, or something that you've given away because of sin. Okay? And it has to be purchased back. Okay? So here we are in Egypt, and in Shemot and Exodus, we were in Egypt. So the Lord took us out of Egypt, be his own. Now, each of us has got to pay a little price, not too much money, to pay back his life to Jehovah. Now, let's leave the bottom part here. Let me just move my slide down. Okay. Let's see. Leah, read 1 Peter, the 1 Peter scripture at the bottom of the page. Leah?
Yes. Hold on, I'm trying to get the scripture out. Okay. On the contrary, following the Holy One who called you, become holy yourselves in your entire way of your life. Since the Tanakh says, "You are to be holy because I am holy." Also, if you are addressing as Father the one who judges impartially according to each person's actions, you should live out your temporary stay on earth in fear. You should be aware that the ransom paid to free you from the worthless way of life which your fathers passed on to you did not consist of anything perishable like silver or gold. On the contrary, it was the costly blood sacrificial death of the Messiah, as of a lamb without a defect or spot.
Okay, so here, Kepha, Peter is telling us in verse 18, thank you, Leah. You should be aware that the ransom paid to free you from the worthless way of life which your fathers passed on you did not consist of anything perishable as silver or gold. It cost somebody his life. Okay, Yeshua paid his life so that we could be set free, not so that we could keep sinning, but to free us from sin so that we can walk with him. All right, it's the end of our class today. I think Hadassah was going to pray. She was second with her hand up yesterday. So Miss Hadassah, close us in prayer.
Thank you, Lord, for this day. Forgive us, and please help us to listen more. And please learn the Torah. In Yeshua's name, Amen.
Amen. Have a good day there, chickens.